In the wild, every heartbeat can mean survival. Predators rule with tooth and claw. But what if they choose not to strike? In rare moments, instincts break, and something deeper takes over. These are not just exceptions. They are echoes of empathy, hidden in the heart of nature's fiercest hunters.
No.
This is when predators protect, and the wild reminds us it's not all about the kill. 15 shocking moments. Big cats spared their prey. In the canopy of South Africa's wilderness, a female leopard has just taken down her prey, a full-grown baboon. But as the cries fade, a tiny life emerges, a baby clinging tightly to its fallen mother. What happens next defies the laws of nature. The leopard does not kill. Instead, she gently lifts the infant, carries it to a hidden spot, and lies beside it to keep it warm. This rare act is known as pseudo-maternal behavior, when the sound of a helpless cry awakens a predator's maternal instincts. For a fleeting moment, the hunter becomes a guardian, a tender pause in the heart of the wild, where even nature at times allows a poignant exception. Hidden in the dense shadows of Sabi sand, the leopard, Africa's most silent predator, strikes. With a pounce timed to the rhythm of a heartbeat, it subdues an impala in absolute silence. No roar, no chaos, only perfect control. Rather than tearing into its prey, the leopard restrains it, conserving energy, watching, and maintaining the upper hand. This isn't just instinct, it's the result of thousands of generations of evolution, where every movement is shaped by strategic precision. In the wild, a predator's silence doesn't signal safety. It's the quiet before death arrives. On Africa's sun-scorched plains, a cheetah mother leads her 4 cubs through their first lesson in survival. Not hunting yet, but observing, listening, learning to read the subtle movement of prey and the direction of the wind. Cheetahs can reach 70 miles per hour, but success doesn't come from speed alone. It comes from preparation. The cubs begin to mimic their mother, each low step, each curious gaze, part of their slow transformation into predators. In the wild, training time is short, but what they learn today may decide whether they survive tomorrow. On the vast African savanna, where life and death often hang by a heartbeat, an extraordinary moment unfolds. A newborn wildebeest, frail, confused, and alone, wanders under the burning sun, searching desperately for its mother. But what it finds is a fully grown lioness. In a heartbreaking mistake, it approaches her, nuzzling against the body of a predator. No fear, unaware of the danger. And the lioness, the very embodiment of lethal instinct, hesitates. Could it be that, for a fleeting second, her maternal instinct, once devoted to her cubs, stirs again? Nature is brutal, yet sometimes, even in the heart of a predator, there remains a trace of tenderness. On the scorched plains of Africa, a male lion, the apex predator, quietly approaches a lone antelope calf. Every sign points to an inevitable, brutal end. But what happens next defies all expectations.
Oh my God.
Instead of killing, the lion stands in front of the calf, shielding it from another lion that arrives moments later.
You protect him? No.
No growls, no attack, just an unexpected moment of instinct,
Is he gonna miss?
or perhaps something deeper. Scientists call this rare occurrence a non-lethal predatory behavior. It may happen when the predator isn't hungry, or when curiosity momentarily overrides the instinct to kill. On the Mara grasslands, a newborn taupe antelope, barely able to stand, catches the gaze of a fully grown lioness. It looks like the end, but then something unexpected. The lioness approaches gently, licking the trembling calf as if in a moment of maternal care. Scientists describe this as conditional sparing behavior, often seen when a lion isn't hungry or when maternal hormones linger after weaning. In that rare and fleeting moment, the predator's instinct seems to give way to something deeper, a drive not to destroy life but to protect it. Across the open grasslands, a young buffalo, separated from the herd for just minutes, has already become the target of death. Hidden in the tall grass, a male lion, over 400 pounds of raw power, waits. Not just a symbol of strength, but an opportunistic predator. With a single pounce, he locks his jaws around the calf's fragile throat. No roar, just the cold silence of instinct. Though males rarely hunt, they are capable of delivering fatal blows when necessary, especially in the absence of lionesses. On the still earth, a full-grown male lion, nature's emblem of power and predation, lies quietly beside a fragile lamb. No stalking, no attack, only an eerie calm. In the wild, a lamb, defenseless and vulnerable, should be the perfect prey. This time, the killing instinct gives way to something else. Curiosity, connection, or perhaps a moment of biological pause. A brief, unexplained truce between predator and prey. One that reminds us, not all instincts follow the same script. In a contested land, a pack of African wild dogs is hurriedly relocating their pups. Each small step, each backward glance heavy with anxiety. Not far off, two lionesses appear, silent but exuding the dominance of apex predators. For lions, hunger isn't a requirement to be dangerous. Their mere presence can shake the balance of an entire ecosystem.
Oh! Oh my word!
The wild dogs, among the most devoted mothers in the animal kingdom, immediately shift from guides to guardians.
Shame!
Mercy does not arrive.
Oh no!
And so a silent tragedy befalls the young pups, as the predator's instinct overwhelms every fragile chance at survival. Born into the wild grasslands, a newborn calf hasn't even taken its first step when the deadliest shadows of the savannah begin to emerge. A pride of lions, alert, guided by instinct, approaches with quiet precision. No need to rush. The prey is already too weak. In the very first minutes of life, every movement is a test of survival. The calf must stand and run before the predator's instincts ignite. But this time, hesitation comes at too high a cost. In nature, being born has never guaranteed survival, especially when your first breath lands you in the jaws of death. In the wild, nature doesn't always follow the rules we expect. Sometimes the predator becomes the protector. On days when hunger fades, when hormones shift, or when instinct softens into stillness, survival gives way to something more mysterious. Every moment in these stories is a quiet reminder of what makes nature so extraordinary. That even in the harshest laws of the wild, there's still room for rare, deeply human moments of unpredictability.